Welcome back to the Honest Work Talk podcast, your safe space for real conversations about work, faith, and building healthy workplaces. I'm your host, Cynthia, and today we're tackling a topic that affects every single workplace, no matter the size or industry. We're talking about the silent killers of workplace culture, the small, subtle problems that can quietly destroy trust, morale, and productivity before anyone realizes what's happening. Whether you're a leader trying to build a strong team or you're an employee trying to survive in a challenging work environment, you'll want to stay tuned because some of these silent killers might be happening right under your nose. I once worked in a place where everything looked perfect on the outside. The company had awards, a glossy mission statement, even Employee of the Month photos on the wall. But under the surface, people were stressed, demoralized, and quietly looking for the exit. And the sad part? Leadership didn't even know or didn't want to know what was really going on. That's the power of silent culture killers. They're invisible until they've already done the damage. Before we talk about what destroys workplace culture, let's quickly define it. What is workplace culture? Workplace culture is the personality of your organization. It's not just the posters in the break room or the official mission statement. It's how people actually feel when they show up to work every day. And here's the thing, culture is always being created, whether you're intentional about it or not. The question is, are you building it or destroying it? Proverbs 27:23 says, "Be sure you know the condition of your flocks, give careful attention to your herds." In other words, leaders have a responsibility to know what's really happening with their people. And employees, we have a responsibility to contribute to a healthy atmosphere instead of tearing it down. The 5 silent killers of workplace culture will unpack each killer with a real-world example, how it hurts both employees and leaders, and a biblical principle for healing it. Killer number 1, poor communication. This is the number 1 silent killer. Poor communication doesn't just mean forgetting to send an email, it's unclear expectations, hidden agendas, or leaders making decisions without explaining the why. For employees, poor communication creates confusion and frustration. For leaders, it means wasted time, duplicated work, and costly mistakes. Example, imagine being told on Monday, this project needs to be done by Friday, but no one explains the scope, the reason, or the resources available. You're working blind, and when Friday comes, you find out they wanted something completely different. That's not just frustrating, it's demoralizing. James 1:19 says, everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Healthy workplaces listen more than they dictate, and leaders clarify before they command. Employees, too, should seek clarity instead of making assumptions. Killer number 2, unspoken favoritism. Let's be real, everyone knows when favoritism is happening. Maybe certain people get the plum assignments, flexible hours, or public praise while others are overlooked. Even if it's unintentional, favoritism erodes trust. Example, I knew a manager who always took the same 2 team members out for lunch. They got all the inside information, and the rest of the team was left piecing together scraps. Eventually, turnover skyrocketed. James 2 verse 1 warns us, believers in our glorious Lord Jesus Christ must not show favoritism. In God's eyes, every person has value. A healthy workplace reflects that truth by treating everyone with fairness and dignity. Killer number 3, ignoring employee well-being. Here's when people often miss. Culture dies when people's humanity is ignored. When leaders treat employees like machines, always demanding more output without considering their mental, emotional, and physical health, burnout is inevitable. And yes, burnout affects leaders too. It's not just an employee problem. Example, I once met a CEO who bragged about not taking a vacation in 7 years. He thought it was admirable, but his entire team was exhausted, turnover was high, and creativity was dead. Exodus 20 verse 9 through 10 reminds us of the Sabbath principle that even in productivity, God designed rest. Leaders should model rest, and employees should respect their own limits. A rested team is a productive team. Killer number 4, lack of accountability. When mistakes happen and no one takes responsibility, culture suffers. This isn't just about catching people doing wrong, it's about creating a culture where feedback is normal and growth is expected. In workplaces with no accountability, gossip replaces problem solving and resentment grows. Example, I once worked for a company where missed deadlines were just how we do things. No follow-up, no learning, just constant chaos. The best people left because excellence wasn't valued. Proverbs 27:17 says, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." Accountability isn't punishment, it's sharpening. Both leaders and employees should welcome feedback as a tool for growth. Killer number 5, silent conflict. Host speaking. Conflict is inevitable, but silent conflict, the kind that goes unspoken, is deadly. When people avoid hard conversations, issues fester and trust erodes. Leaders might think no news is good news, but in reality, unresolved tension spreads like mold. Example, a team I worked with never addressed a serious disagreement between two departments. Instead of talking it out, people started avoiding each other and projects fell apart. Matthew 18 verse 15 gives a clear model. If your brother or sister sins, go and point out their fault just between the two of you. Direct, respectful conversations protect relationships and keep culture healthy. How to rebuild culture. Host speaking. If you've recognized any of these silent killers in your workplace, don't panic. Culture can be healed, but it takes intention. Here are 5 steps to start rebuilding. Listen before you lead. Regular check-ins with staff, not just about tasks, but about how they're feeling. Be transparent. Share the why behind decisions. Model what you expect. Leaders set the tone by example. Address issues quickly. Don't let small conflicts become major wounds. Bring faith into the workplace. Integrity, kindness, and fairness aren't just good HR, they're biblical values. Colossians 3 verse 23 says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters." A God-centered workplace culture benefits everyone, leaders, employees, and even the business bottom line.